This is almost 30 cans of tuna. No, I don't know if you'll find someone that's gonna love tuna like this.
Do we have to open that right now?
Oh, yeah. If she doesn't like tuna, she can kick rocks.
This dude is completely destroying his life due to his addiction to smelling and tasting tuna, and it has gotten so bad to where he's hiding empty cans of disgusting canned fish around his apartment just to keep that aroma around him 24/7. He literally has no friends and has no dating life because of this, and well, this video is going to show you why. So make sure you watch to the very end of this one. We're catching up on some more My Strange Addiction, Still Addicted, which is a special they're doing on pretty much some of the craziest cases from this show, and yeah, this one is quite disgusting. So if you can make it all the way through, you earn yourself an honorary cringe warrior medal, all right? Because this one is tough. I'm just letting you know that now.
When people see me smelling tuna out in public, you know, they might think it's a little bit different for sure. But to me, I think it's perfectly fine.
So this is Tyler, or Tuna Tyler, as his friends call him. If he had friends, he no longer does as a result of this whole habit of his. But this man's carrying canned tuna outside with him with a can opener, and he's at like a coffee shop, for example, here, just openly opening the container, bothering everybody else with the smell, and putting it right up to his nose because he needs that daily fix of tuna smell in order to keep himself moving along through the day, basically.
I love smelling tuna every day, all the time, all day, all night, any day, every day.
So if that's not clear enough of just how addicted this dude is to the smell and the taste of this nasty stuff, then I don't know what is. Look, I understand some people like tuna. There's a lot of people out there who make like tuna sandwiches. Yes, it's probably good as an ingredient. I'm probably giving canned fish a bad, name, because I'm sure there is good stuff out there, but this man is just going for pretty much the most foul looking brands that look like straight up cat food. And I think it's honestly kind of rude for him to be opening this crap up in public when everybody else is going to be subjected to that smell as well.
Not only do I like smelling tuna, but I also definitely like to drink a little bit of the juice right out of the can.
That's right. The smell isn't enough for this psycho. He is actually needing to drink, he says, some of the juice, but I mean, I have not seen a single clip of him not absolutely taking this thing like a shot, pretty much. Just getting every last drop of that juice. And then he goes in and, finishes the actual fish itself. So he's at least not wasting it. It's not only for smell purposes, but I'm already sick to my stomach watching this go down.
I like the tuna in the oil. The oil allows the tuna to stay in between, not too dry, but then not too loose and mushy.
Dude, and I'm telling you, TLC has some of the most devious freaking cameramen and camera women out there. These angles are absolutely atrocious. We get a close-up shot of him showing off the oils and the juices that he needs, and I can't even get this sentence out of my freaking mouth right now because I'm trying to hold back vomiting. But I'm telling you, this is taking a couple takes. I really don't want to have to sit through this one, honestly. This is pretty terrible.
And I don't mind when the juices run all down my chin. I like it all over myself because it makes me feel nice and dirty.
And the dude explains that he doesn't even mind getting the juices all over his shirt, so I don't want to know what the hell his closet smells like or what his home smells like for that matter, because I mean, you've opened some of this stuff, I'm sure, or somebody around you has opened it at one point. It is quite a pungent smell, and usually a smell that most human brains dislike. Unless you really, really like seafood, then maybe you like the smell of it, but even me, as like an avid seafood enjoyer, I grew up in a place with lots of fresh seafood, I still can't stand the smell. Meanwhile, this dude's like, yeah, let me wash my clothes in this freaking fish oil.
Right now, my life is definitely not as social as I'd want it to be. I basically lost a lot of friends. People were saying I was weird.
And they're doing him dirty with this zoom on the freaking sandals, bro. Oh my God, talk about grip reaper. This man is holding on for dear life to these freaking flip-flops, and he's complaining about his social life. He's explained that pretty much he has no friends, very little friends, so to say, and no romantic love life because of this. Granted, I think it's for quite a few other things along with the tuna. He just kind of seems like an overall weird guy who's kind of abrasive to be around, but yeah, the tuna's definitely not helping. Both smell and taste wise, just nobody wants to be around that.
I could keep a can of tuna out for at least up to 3 months. And definitely behind my toilet.
And this is where we get to the absolutely foul territory. Not only does he want to eat this stuff, but the smell is so important to him that he is decorating his house with empty tuna cans that he's eaten. He's not washing them out either. He's letting that freaking oil just sit there and get danker and danker, especially in his bathroom. He says he loves it for some reason. It's kind of creepy, but it's almost like how people are with candles to try to make their place smell a certain way. Instead of, fall cookies or fresh linen, he has albacore tuna is his scent of choice. And then this guy's honestly sitting here wondering why he doesn't have friends. And this stuff has gotten so bad, honestly, I'm surprised this number isn't higher, but still it's a lot. Over the past 5 years, it says that he has spent almost $5,000 on cans of tuna fish, which tuna fish is supposed to be one of the most budget-friendly, sources of protein out there. It's usually eaten by bodybuilders or people just trying to eat cheap. So to spend $5,000 on it, this dude has to be going to Costco and pretty much buying a pallet for himself for like the year's worth. That's insane to me. So now something crazy goes on, which I think is mostly set up just for the hilarity of this, but this dude goes out to work out, and of course he brings a can with him because in between sets and reps of whatever he's doing, he has to get a good sniff in. It's almost like smelling salts, it makes him lift harder when he has that aroma of the sea and the dankness of that salt water right under his nose. But while he's out working out, his mom goes to his house to clean up and check in on her freaking son, who she needs to be looking over much more closely, in my opinion. And let's just say she finds his collection of cans and is not too hype on it.
I didn't know how bad the tuna situation had gotten. I found some in the kitchen, in the bathroom, which really surprised me.
Yeah, we got almost 30 cans of tuna here. About 25 of them are fully eaten. The other 5 are half eaten. And I'm telling you, it's seriously hard for me to do this voiceover without going into a gagging fit. I'm sure you can almost hear in my voice me trying to fight this away. Like I'm looking away from my monitor while talking about this. And I'm telling you, I've been challenged on this freaking channel many a time. But right now, I am really trying to hold back some tears from suppressing my gag reflex because this is just heinous to think about. I don't want to think about the freaking smell of this dude's apartment, and I feel bad if he has any roommates. I doubt he does, but even like if his landlord stopped by and was like, dude, people think you have a rotting body in here. How are you going to explain that? By just starting to dig out empty tuna cans? Like, oh no, that's just my scent makers. Yeah, dude, I'm just trying to recycle. It's good to eat, good for the protein, but also good for the soul to smell this stuff.
I don't know if you'll find someone that's gonna love tuna like this or love to smell tuna.
And the mom is honestly putting it to her son very delicately. If anything, this should have been like setting off alarm bells in her head, like, hey, my son might need some serious psychiatric help that I'm not providing right now, but maybe I can help with that. Instead, she goes at it lightly and is like, look, you tell me you want to be married, you want to have a family one day. I don't foresee that happening if you keep this up because nobody wants to be around this. To which his response is this:
if she doesn't like tuna, she can kick rocks.
He does get defensive. This can't go on like this.
He snaps back at her like, if the girl doesn't like tuna, she could freaking kick rocks, which is such a hilariously childish term. Like, it just made him sound like such a baby. But this is this guy's problem. When somebody faces him with the reality that this is weird and not very, good for him. I mean, there's no health detriments really, I could assume. I mean, he's getting a good amount of protein every day, but it's just weird and it's socially, a detriment to him. He takes that very personally and doubles down. In fact, he starts to just shovel this stuff into his mouth in front of his mom. Like, oh, you don't love the tuna? Well, I love it. And this has been out for 2 days and it's still dank. In fact, it's gotten better with the air, touching it for so long. Like, okay, dude, we get it. You like tuna, but you don't have to double down on your weirdness just because somebody called you weird and you feel sensitive about it.
Oh, yeah, you got it on.
I keep it with me everywhere I go.
And he is so serious about this stuff, dude. They hooked him up with 2 of his, close-ish friends. He says he doesn't really have anybody he talks to regularly, so these could have been guys he knew from work. You could tell they're not super close, and he's kind of cluing them in on how bad this has gotten, and his face is so serious when he's like, I take them everywhere I go. If I'm ever without my tuna, I'm having a bad time. Like, I truly think this dude would have a full-on mental freaking breakdown if he was kept away from his tuna for more than like 2 seconds at a time.
He's gonna have a very hard time trying to find a significant other, a wife, let alone kids.
Oh my.
And the friends basically tell him what the mom told him and what the rest of society is telling him is, bro, this is so weird. You gotta either find a way to keep this to yourself and only let it affect you, like smell it in private, or like, I don't know, you're gonna have to find someone super freaky if you seriously think you're gonna get married and settle down while still having this habit of having to keep fresh tuna, canned tuna, I can't even say fresh tuna, on you in order to smell it and taste it at all hours of the day. So now, as a final act of torture, TLC has us watch this man go on a date for the first time in, let's just say, a long time. He's gonna clue us in here on just how long it's been just in a moment, but once again, we're gonna see him just spectacularly fail at finding a solid, romantic interest and getting into a life of love because of this weird addiction to smelling tuna. And it's just still so weird to even say that term. The fact that somebody thought to even do that once, let alone multiple times, and now it's become such a comfort to him. It's like, how did you even get here in life, bro? What went wrong?
My last girlfriend, serious relationship, was when I was 15 years old.
Okay.
Other than that, I've not dated since.
Since 15?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't know how old he is. It probably said in the intro, he looks like he's in his 30s, maybe late 20s, but he hasn't been on a date or been romantic with somebody since he was 15. So bro's been on big Ed mode, you know what I'm saying? Just completely missing out on being romantic and learning how to socialize with people that you're interested in. And now he's on this terrible date where his body language is just a red flag. He's super closed off. He's like picking at his skin, all nervous, because you know that he's about to drop this bombshell on this poor woman and she's not going to know how to react.
No, it's okay if you know.
What are you doing?
So he goes to reach for something in his pocket, and this girl starts freaking out because I'm sure in the modern day of dating, like any sort of thing is kind of terrifying to experience as a woman. Like, oh my God, what the hell are you pulling out of your pocket? Is this going to be another pepper spray moment? But no, luckily he only pulls out a can of tuna. Well, actually not luckily for her, because now he's going to start ripping it open while she's being like, dude, what are you doing? Please don't open that. And he's just doubling down as he realizes she thinks he's weird. His prior thought of like the date not liking him because of this is coming true. So it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. And now he's going to do the same thing he did with his mom when she called him weird earlier. He's going to double down and make everybody uncomfortable just to be, I don't know, difficult to be around. Like literally, this man is just a difficult person to be around.
Wait a second. Do we have to open that right now?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we good.
Tuna smells really bad.
Which is just another red flag right here, that he's not even listening to her kind of like panic, like, please don't open that, it's a restaurant, like everybody's gonna smell it, we already have cameras on us, I don't want you to do this. He's just like, no, I'm not gonna listen to you, I don't care if you have consent to me opening up this tuna, I'm just gonna open up it in front of you and start taking sniffs. Also, the way that he sniffs it, it's like he gets a certain level of satisfaction from it, you know what I'm talking about? Like, I can't really get too into detail on that, but he looks like it's definitely doing things for him, and I think that's quite inappropriate to just do in front of somebody, if anything. Like, this dude is just kind of a creep to me, and it makes me feel less bad about, you know, confirming his thoughts that this is just so weird, because it truly is. Like, this dude is a freak. And as she's trying to let him down as nicely as possible, I must like really restate that, like, this woman is being way nicer to him than he deserves right now, because he's kind of being a dick by doing this. She's trying to put him down nicely, and he just takes a mouthful and it's like, oh, sorry, I had to wash down my drink. Oh, I just missed that taste. It's been like 20 minutes. Like, now dude is going full on psycho mode, and I'm actually worrying for this woman's safety. Like, just leave at this point.
It's a little extra.
I definitely regret opening the can. Like, immediately she's like, it's done. That killed it.
Be normal and you will have people fall in love with you. And isn't that quite mind-blowing? Like, even in the final credits, he's like, wow, I found out maybe I just shouldn't tell people about this, and maybe it's a little bit weird. So that was the entire episode. What it led to was this man just, you know, realizing that he truly needs to suppress this, or he needs to realize it's going to take him way longer to find love, if ever. Like, it's really lowering your chances if you stick to your guns on this tuna crap. But I want to know what you guys thought of this down in the comments below. If you made it to the very end, you are actually a warrior of cringe. Like I said, props to you, because this one was incredibly tough to get through. Anyways, I'll catch you guys in another video, probably another Big Ed video next, because the season's been crazy. And as always, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Until next time, peace out.